In this video, we're going to have a practice tungkol sa application ng differentiation sa mga given na trigonometric functions. So yung mga rules of differentiation na tinuro ko, which is yung mga derivative ng sine, derivative ng cosine, hindi lang yung ang kasama rito, but also the use of sum and difference rule, mali pala ako, product rule, at saka yung quotient rule. Okay? So let's start by answering the first problem. So we have this one. The derivative of, teka lang sin x minus tangent x. As you can see, we have two trigonometric functions naka-separated by this subtraction operation. So obviously here, we're going to use sum and difference rule of differentiation. Kumbaga, i-differentiate natin to sila isa't isa. So, we will have the derivative of sin x minus derivative ng tangent x. Ayan. So, in here, let's now differentiate them one by one. So, una, let's start with this one. Let's start differentiating sin x. Recall natin ang derivative ng sin x ay cosine x. Minus derivative ng tangent x. Recall that yung derivative, recall that ang derivative ng tangent x is secant squared x. And we're done. Tapos na tayo. Okay? Or we can simplify this one. Naalala niyo yung mga practice videos ko tungkol sa trigonometric differentiation, like from basics up to the last video I uploaded, which is yung quotient rule of differentiation. Yung secant x, it is just the same as 1 all over cosine x. Alright, 1 all over cosine x. And since naka-square kasi si secant, that means it is just the same as 1 all over cosine squared of x. Alright, secant squared x is the same as 1 all over cosine squared of x. So, pwede na rin to as your final answer. Or, we can still simplify this one. Since kasi ito, si 1 all over cosine squared x naka-fraction, we can make it into a whole fraction. Okay, gawin natin itong buong expression as a whole fraction. Pwede naman yan. Okay, there's no problem with that. So, the techniques that I have discussed to you, which is yung butterfly technique at saka yung pag-convert ng mixed fraction into a improper fraction, it's up to you kung anong pipiliin nyo sa dalawa. Alright? And I'm just gonna go direct to the point because there are other problems that we really need to solve. Okay? So, if you don't know how to use butterfly technique or pag-convert ng yung mixed fraction into an improper fraction, you can just go to the punta ka dun sa first part ng rules of differentiation, which is yung basics. Okay? Kasi dun ko na-introduce yung sa inyo yung dalawang techniques. Okay? So anyways, I'm just gonna go direct to the point na. So if you're going to make this expression into a whole fraction, then we will have cosine cube of x minus 1 all over cosine squared of x. Ayan na siya. So pwede na rin to as your final answer. So I'm giving you these possible answers kasi lahat sila ay tama. So in case na kunwari multiple choice yan, or rather, hindi siya multiple choice, open-ended yung questions, pero they want you to simplify it into sine or cosine function, well, at least you have these options. Pero if basta like kahit anong sagot na lang, like kahit anong sagot na lang, well, if that's the case, edi ito na lang pipiliin ko kasi this one is the most simplified one, in my opinion. Okay? Pero kung gusto mo ng naka-sine or cosine function, edi ito. Overall, all of them are correct. Second problem natin ay kunin natin yung derivative ng sin x minus, wait lang, sin x minus secant x times cosecant x. Ayan. So as you can see, we have two terms na naka-separated by the subtraction operation. So we can apply sum and difference rule. So magiging ganito siya. The derivative of sin x minus the derivative of secant x times cosecant x. If you're going to take a look closely, sa first term, we have only one function. On the second term, we have two functions. So, ibig sabihin nun, gagawin mo tong product rule kasi magkadikit silang dalawa. So, let's start with the first one, yung sin x, which is the easiest. Ang derivative ng sin x ay, syempre, si cosine x. Minus, kunin natin yung derivative ng secant x times cosecant x. So since both of them, sabi ko kanina, nakadikit-dikit, we will use product rule of differentiation. Ngayon, paano to? Okay? So, what we can do here, para di tayo magkahirapan, we can do it slow. Okay? We can do it slow. Okay? So, we can rewrite here para di tayo magkahirapan. So, the derivative of secant x times cosecant x. So pick which one is your u and which one is your v. Yung u ko, si secant x. Si v ko, si cosecant x. Now, let's get the derivative of the two of them. Ang derivative ng secant x is secant x times tangent x. Next, derivative ng cosecant x or derivative ng v. This is negative cosecant x times cotangent x. So, let's substitute the formula. So, you have u dv plus v times du. Okay? So, let's substitute. Yung u natin ay si secant x. Times yung dv natin, which is si negative cosecant x. Times cotangent x. Ayan. Plus si v, which is si cosecant x. Times si du, which is si secant x. Times tangent x. Now, let's see. So, i-multiply natin itong dalawa. So, we will have sorry. Mali. So, ipag-multiply natin itong dalawa. So, we will have negative secant x times cosecant x times cotangent x. Alright? So, next, sa second term, plus cosecant x times secant x times tangent x. So, magiging cosecant x times secant x times tangent x. Ayan. There you go. So, in here, pwede ko pa itong actually i-simplify to avoid the confusions. So, ito, I can simply bring out secant x tsaka si cosecant x dito. Since both of these terms are divisible by secant x cosecant x. And yan yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa, which is si secant x cosecant x. So, because of that, we can factor it out. So, therefore, we have secant x times cosecant x times quantity negative cotangent x plus tangent x. Ayan. So, for me, I'm gonna stop right there at yan na yung magiging sagot na. Yan na yun. Okay? Or, kung gusto nyo siyang i-convert into sine to cosine, cosine, what do you call this one? Cosine function, sure, why not? There's no problem with it. Ito, si secant x, remember that this is 1 all over cosine x. Times, si cosecant x, this is 1 all over sine x. Now here, cotangent x is the same as cosine x all over sine x. Alright? Then, we have tangent x, which is the same as sine x all over cosine x. So what we can do here is we can now combine them. Combine them. Yeah, tama. We can now combine them. So 1 all over cosine x times 1 all over sine x, we have 1 all over cosine x times sine x. Alright? Then next, ito, we can make this into a whole fraction. Okay? So, dito, we will have, first ibalik na rin ko muna to para mas madali ako. So, we have sine x all over cosine x minus cosine x all over sine x. Yan. Ni-interchange ko yung yung position nilang dalawa. Okay? So, saan na ba tayo? Let me copy this to. Ayan, dito na tayo. So in here, we're going to make this one into a whole fraction. So, dito, ang gagamitin kong technique dito ay butterfly technique. Okay? So we will have sine squared x minus cosine squared x all over cosine x times sine x. Okay? And if imumultiply mo silang dalawa, itong si 1 all over cosine x sine x at saka itong nakaparenthesis, then we will have this our final answer. Maging sine squared x minus cosine squared x all over the square of cosine x and the square of sine x. Ganito magiging itsura. Okay? So, therefore, we can leave this also as our final answer. Pwede na rin. Or actually, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. Okay? So, kasi si cosine x times sine x, it seems familiar ito. It seems familiar. Okay? At ito kasi yun. We have 2 times sine x times cosine x equal to the sine of 2x. So, can we have sine of 2x dito? The answer is yes. Pwede naman. However kasi, meron lang tayong sine x at cosine x. Pero wala tayong C2. So, paano yun? Okay, how could we have that? So, first, tanggalin ko tong yung exponent nila, which is yung 2. Kumbaga like, kumbaga, ano ba tawag nito? It's like, i-factor out ko muna yung exponent nila, which is 2, di ba? So, magiging quantity cosine x times sine x raised to 2. Ayan. So, is there a possibility na meron tayong 2 dito? Okay, like pwede natin gawin yun. The answer is yes, we can. Okay? First, tignan natin. Kasi, di ba, ito yung nasa denominator natin. Cosine x times sine x, di ba? So, in here, since kasi wala kang visible na coefficients dito, di ba? You don't have any visible coefficient. So, kapag wala kang nakitang mga coefficient dito, automatic si 1 yun. Okay? Automatic si 1 yun. Parang ganito lang yun eh. Di ba meron kang x? Pero wala kang makitang coefficient. Pero actually meron. Hindi nga lang siya visible. Itong si x na walang coefficient visibly, it is the same as 1 times x. Okay? Ito pa, kunwari, cosine x. So, ano lang to? Function lang siya, di ba? Tapos wala siyang coefficient na makikita mo. Pero actually meron, which is 1 times cosine x. Di ba? So therefore, si cosine x sin x, meron siyang visible na coefficient which is si 1. Okay? Next, na yun, how can we have 2? How can we have 2? So, di ba si 1, we have this one. So, si 1, di ba mangyayari yan kapag meron tayong quotient ng fraction ay magkapare-parehas. Kunwari, di ba, meron tayong 4 all over 4. 4 all over 4 is 1, di ba? O kaya, we can have sin x all over sin x. Kasi sin x all over sin x is 1, di ba? O kaya we can have this one, naka-polynomial to. X minus 1 all over x minus 1. So kung i-divide mo sila, magiging 1 yan. Okay? Kasi makakancel out tong dalawa. Ang sagot ay 1. Okay? Because both of them, itong si x minus 1 at saka sa baba, are the same. Diba? They are the same. The same thing here, si sin x, tsaka si sin x, makakancel yan, magiging 1 yan. Kasi sin x divided by sin x is 1. Katulad dito, 4 all over 4. So, 4 all over 4 or 4 divided by 4 is 1. Diba? So, that means any fraction na magkaparehas ang numerator at ang denominator is equal to 1. Okay? Ulitin ko. Any fraction na magkaparehas na numerator at saka ang denominator is equal to 1. So, pwede ba gumamit ng 2? The answer is yes. Pwede naman. So, I can have 1 as 2 all over 2. Pwede rin to. Okay? I can use this one. Because overall, 2 all over 2 is 1. It is still the same. Magkaparehas naman sila. There's no changes at all. So, therefore, ang mangyayari dyan, magiging ganito yung solution natin. Okay? We will have quantity 2 all over 2 times cosine x times sin x raised to 2. Ganyan yung magiging tsura niya. Okay? Ngayon, what we can do is we will multiply them together. Multiply natin si 2 all over 2 tsaka si cosine x all over sin x. We can do that. We can multiply them together. Ay, teka lang. Teka lang. So, ang mangyayari dyan, we will have 2 times cosine x all over sin x all over 2. Ganyan na siya. Okay? And, here's the thing. We have 2 times sin x times cosine x or 2 times cosine x times sin x. Pares naman sila. So, we can substitute it as sine of 2x. Pwede na yan. So, therefore, we will have, teka lang nga, isulat ko lang muna to. So, therefore, we will have sine of 2x all over 2. Okay? Pwede na to. Okay? Ngayon, pwede mo nang i-substitute itong naka-square. Pwede na to. So, pag mali pala ako, pwede mo nang i-distribute yung itong exponent na naka-square. So, if that's the case, magiging ganito yung resulta. We will have sine squared of 2x all over 4. Now, i-simplify natin to together so we can reciprocate this one. Okay, pwede natin itong i-reciprocate. So if we're going to reciprocate this one, ganito magiging tsura niya. Sine squared x minus cosine squared x times 4 all over sine squared of 2x. So mangyayari dyan, we will have 4 times quantity sine squared x minus cosine squared x all over sine squared x, sine squared of 2x pala. So, pwede na rin to as your final answer. Pwede yan. But if you want the most simplified talaga, then there is one. Okay? There is another way to simplify this one. Again, guys, I'm giving you a possible answer. So forgive me if medyo mahaba to. Kasi ito ay practice na to. So at least you have the idea on how would you use the trigonometric identities sa pagkuha ng derivative ng isang trigonometric na problem. So dito, ang gagawin ko muna is I can factor out negative 1 dito. So what happens kapag na-factor ko si negative 1? So this would be 4 times negative 1 times negative sine squared x plus cosine squared x. Ganyan na siya. Okay? All over sine squared of 2x. Ganyan na yan. Okay? Squared pala siya, sorry. Then, let's multiply 4 and negative 1. So, maging negative 4 yan. And as you can see, kung naalala nyo yung last problem natin na solve, negative sine squared x plus cosine squared x is the same as cosine of 2x. Okay? Therefore, we can substitute it, this yung naka-parenthesis, as cosine of 2x. So, magiging cosine of 2x na siya. And there we go. Okay? That is already one of the valid answer. Or, pwede nyo pa siyang i-simplify pa. Kung gusto nyo, i-factor out natin itong si sine squared of 2x into 2 factors of it. Ang mangyari dyan, we can have negative 4 times cosine of 2x all over sine of 2x times 1 all over sine of 2x. Kumbaga na-factor ko lahat yung mga factors dito. Okay, sa naka-fraction. Pinagsama ko nga lang si cosine of 2x at saka si sine of 2x. Remember guys, that si cosine all over sine is, cotangent, di ba? Cotangent. Cosine all over sine is the same as cotangent, di ba? I think I've explained it. Saan ba yun? Ay, wala rito. Pero again, cosine of sine, cosine, mali. Cosine all over sine is the same as cotangent x. Pero since kasi may 2x, we can rewrite it as cotangent of 2x. Parang ganito lang yan kasi. Di ba, we have sine x. Di ba, kunwari lang. Sine x is the same as 1 all over cosecant x. So kapag meron kang sine squared x, this would be the same as 1 all over cosecant squared x. And kapag meron kang sine of, kunwari, 3x, this would be the same as 1 all over cosecant of 3x. Therefore, kapag meron tayong cosine of 2x all over sine of 2x, we can simply rewrite this as cotangent of 2x. So, magiging cotangent of 2x. And lastly, dito, sa 1 all over sine of 2x, remember, cosecant x is the same as sine all over x, diba? So, we can rewrite this as cosecant of 2 of x. And for me, ito na yung napaka-simplified na sagot. Ito na yun. This is the most simplified answer. So therefore, yan na yung magiging final sagot natin. This would be 1 dt negative 4 times cotangent of 2x times cosecant of 2x. Okay? So since kasi we have negative inside the parenthesis and the outside, so we will have cosine x plus 4, plus 4 times cotangent of 2x times cosecant of 2x. Yan yung magiging sagot. Diba? It's long, to be honest. That's why it's called a practice. Para at least, we may have an idea kung anong gagawin natin sa mga ganitong scenario. Okay? So once again, if kahit ano naman, like any answer can be used, so you can have this one. Okay? You can have this one as well kung gusto nyo. Or you can have uh, this one or this one or this one. Okay? Kung kung like kahit anong pagpipilian. Pero kapag may mga multiple choices tapos iba-iba sagot, tapos kala mo yun na yun, I suggest you should do this one. Okay? For your sake. And now let's go to the last problem. So this one is actually the challenging question or problem rather. So we have the derivative of sin x, secant x, tangent x plus ito 1 minus sin x all over 1 plus sin x. This is actually challenging. Can you solve this one? The answer is yes. As long as you know the product rule, quotient rule, sum and difference rule, at saka yung mga basics niya, it's easy. Right? Madali lang siya. Pero as you can see, dito sa first term, meron tayong tatlong functions magkadikit-dikit. Di ba ang product rule? Di ba we have like 2 functions lang, di ba? Pero what if kaya kapag tatlo? What if we have 3? Can we still use product rule of differentiation? The answer is yes. Okay? There are like 3 ways kasi. Alright? Para di tayo may dapat. Let's take it slow. Okay? So, syempre, since we have first term and second term, naka-separate by the addition operation, so we will have the derivative of sin x times secant x times x plus the derivative of 1 x all over 1 plus. Okay? Ganyan. Now, let's start with this one. Kasi this is the hardest one. First time nyo talaga ito makita. Ang formula mismo ng product rule of differentiation, there are 3 ways. Okay? So, kunwari, pinili mo si U as sin x. Kung ganun, then yung V mo, magiging secant x, tangent x siya. Okay? Next. What if yung U mo, pinili mo si secant x? So, therefore, yung V mo ay sin x times tangent x. Okay? Yan yung magiging V mo. Lastly, if pinili mo si U as your tangent x, then your V would be sin x times secant x. Okay? Yun na yun. Alright? Pero, here's the thing. What do you call this one? We can actually simplify this one. You know? Pero if you're going to simplify it, ang mangyayari dyan is that gagamit ka pa ng ibang rule. Okay? Remember, di ba si secant x, this is just the same as 1 all over cosine x, di ba? 1 all over cosine x. So, sin x times 1 all over cosine x, ano maging sagot yan? So, sin x times 1 all over cosine x is, syempre, sin x all over, sorry, magiging ano to? Sin x all over cosine x. Okay? And remember, sin x all over cosine x is the same as tangent x. Okay? It's the same as tangent x. So, pwede mo tong i-multiply itong dalawa. So, tangent x times tangent x, we will have tangent squared of x. O, ayan na. Simplified na siya, di ba? So, we can now use, tuloy. We can now differentiate this one. Pero ito yung tanong though. Naka-exponent yung trigonometric function mo. So, how would you get the derivative of it? So, dito, nasa next discussion pa yan. Next discussion pa yan, which is tinatawag natin na chain rule of differentiation. Next topic pa yan, so susunod pa yan. Okay? For now, stick pa rin tayo dito sa paggamit ng major major rules of differentiation, which is yung pag-simplify natin, paggamit ng sum and difference, product rule, at saka ang quotient rule. Okay? So, mamaya na to in the future. Okay? So, paano to? Kung ganun. Okay? Di ba kasi as you can see, di ba may UV tayo? So, kukunin natin yung DU at saka yung DV nila. So, kung kukunin mo yung DV or yung derivative ng V, syempre gagamit ka pa ng product rule dito kasi you have dalawang magkadikit-dikit na functions. Okay? So, kapag meron kang dalawang functions magkadikit-dikit, in each of the, mali ako. Kapag meron kang dalawang functions na magkadikit-dikit on one of the letters, either if it's U or your V, then kung kukunin mo yung derivative nun, then you're going to use product rule pa rin. Katulad nito, si V, di ba, dalawa siyang function, magkadikit. So, gagamit ka ng product rule ulit. Okay? Product rule ulit na naman. Okay? So, the thing is, what is the simple way or the simplest way to do this one? There is another simplest way. Okay? What if meron tayong tatlong functions? So, there's a simple way. Okay? So, kunwari ito si U, ito si V, ito si W. Okay? U, V, at saka W. Okay? Kunwari lang ha. Okay? Yung W naging tangent x. So, ano yung magiging product rule of differentiation ng formula niya? Ganito maging formula niya. Okay? So, magiging U times V times the derivative of W plus U times the derivative of V times W plus the derivative of U times V times W. Yan yung formula niya. Okay? That's the easiest way to basically get the derivative of a term that has three functions altogether. Okay? Kaysa pa naman gagamit pa tayo ng UdV plus VdU. So, ibig sabihin nun, kukunin mo pa yung derivative ng isang letter na may dalawang function. So, use this one. If and only if you have one term or one given na magkasama ang tatlong function altogether. They are just separated by the multiplication operation. So, now let's substitute. Yung U mo, si sin x. Yung V mo, si secant x. Then si W sa si tangent x. So, kunin natin derivative ng U or derivative ng sin x, we have cosine x. Next, kunin natin yung derivative ng V mo or derivative ng secant x, which is secant x times tangent x. Lastly, kunin natin yung derivative ng W mo, which is derivative ng tangent x. In other words, so we will have secant squared x. Now, let's substitute. So, CU, we have sin x times CV, which is a secant x, times C dW, which is C secant squared x. Plus CU, ulitin natin, we have sin x, times C dV, we have secant x, times tangent x, times W, we have tangent x. Alright? Lastly, plus du, which is C cosine x, times CV, secant x, times si W, which is si tangent x. Now let's simplify. Okay? So, in here, remember na si secant x is the same as 1 all over cosine x. Okay? But before that, ipag-multiply natin muna sila. Okay? Before that. So, sin x times secant x times the square of secant x, magiging ano na to? Sin x times the cube of secant x. Okay? Plus, ito, sin x times secant tangent x times tangent x, magiging ano to? Sin x times secant x times the square of tangent x or tangent squared of x. Plus, sa huli, cosine x times secant x times tangent x, magiging cosine x times secant x times tangent x lang to. Okay? Kapag magkadikit-dikit. Now we can simplify. Ulitin ko na si secant x is what? 1 all over cosine x, di ba? And remember na si tangent x is sine all over cosine x. So, let's substitute it. So, sin x times 1 all over the cube of cosine x plus sin x times 1 all over cosine x times sine squared x all over cosine squared x plus ito, never mind, sige, cosine x times 1 all over cosine x times sin x all over cosine x. So we can now simplify. So dito, okay, here, we have sin x times 1 all over cosine cube of x. So we can have sin x all over cosine of cube of x. Pwede ito. Next, in here, sin x all times 1 all over cosine x, ganito siya. Sin x all over cosine x times sine squared x all over the square of cosine. So kung multiply mo silang dalawa, okay, sabay-sabay, we will have the cube of sin x all over the cube of cosine x. Ayusin ko to. There you go. And lastly, sa last term, since we have cosine x times 1 all over cosine x, makakancel to. Magiging 1 yan. So we will have 1 times sin x all over cosine. So pwede na to as your final answer. Or actually, we can simplify this one. Itong si sin x all over cosine cube of x, I can separate this, yung denominator niya, into 2 factors. So, ang mangyari dyan, I will have sin x all over cosine x times the square of cosine x. Ganyan na siya. Okay? Then, let me just copy the rest of the terms. Wait lang ha. Let me just copy the rest of the terms. Okay? Then, sa dulo, 1 times sin x all over cosine x. Ganun pa rin siya. Okay? Yan. So, we can simplify. Dito sa first term, I can separate it into 2 fractions. So, we have sin x all over cosine x times 1 all over cosine squared x. Ganyan siya. Okay? Then, let me copy the other terms. So, we can now simplify this one further. Okay? So, sine all over cosine x is the same as tangent x, diba? So, we will have tangent x times 1 all over cosine squared x is the same as secant squared x. Ayan na siya. Now, on the second term, sine cube of x all over cosine cube of x is the same as tangent cube of x. And lastly, sin x all over cosine x is the same as tangent x. O, diba? Now, as you can see, ito na yung mukhang simplified na answer. what we're going to do here is we can factor out, okay? Because tangent x secant squared x plus tangent cube of x and tangent x have something in common, okay? These three terms are divisible by tangent x. At yan yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa, si tangent x. So we can bring it out. So magiging tangent x times secant squared x plus tangent squared x plus 1. There you go. Okay? Then, pwede pa natin itong i-simplify pa. We can still simplify this one. Okay? Because, remember, tangent squared x plus 1 or 1 plus tangent squared x is just the same as secant squared x. Therefore, we will have tangent x times quantity secant squared x plus secant squared x. So, mangyayari dyan, we will combine secant squared x plus secant squared x together. So, we will have 2 times secant squared x. So, ito, pwede na to as your final answer. Or kung gusto nyo, naka-sine or cosine function, pwede rin naman siya. Okay? We have sine x all over cosine x times quantity 2 all over cosine squared of x. So kung kung ipag-multiply natin silang dalawa, we will have 2 times sine x all over cosine cube of x. So pwede na rin to. Oh, by the way, if you're going to multiply tangent x times 2 times secant squared of x, magiging ano na to? 2 times tangent x secant squared x or 2 times secant squared x times tangent x. Pwede rin to, guys. Pwede rin to. So yeah, of course, we have two possible answers here. Okay? So it's up to you. So for me, syempre, mas gusto ko pa yung nakasimplified. So for me, I'll pick this one. So yan yung maging sagot natin sa first term. 2 times secant squared x times tangent x. So we will have 2 times secant squared 2 times secant squared x times tangent x. There you go. Ayan. That's it. Now, since kasi we're done on the first term, now let's proceed to the second term naman. Okay? So before that, let me erase the solutions here. Wait lang. Now, for the last term, since kasi meron tayong naka-fraction dito, and as you can see, hindi ito kayang i-simplify siya kasi naka-simplified na to. So, we will use quotient rule of differentiation. Okay? So, the derivative of 1 minus sine x all over 1 plus sine x. Ayan na siya. So, yung top natin, o yung nasa numerator, we have 1 sine x. Bottom, or bot in short, it is 1 sine x. So, na yun, kunin natin yung derivative ng top. Derivative ng 1 is 0. Minus derivative ng sine x is cosine x. Therefore, your d top is negative cosine x. Next, kunin natin derivative ng bottom or d bot. Ang derivative ng 1 is obviously 0 plus derivative ng sine x is cosine x. Therefore, in here, we will have cosine x as d bot. And remember, the formula of the quotient rule is bot times d top or bot d top minus top d bot or top times d bot all over the square of bottom. Now let's substitute. Your bottom here is 1 plus sine x. Then your d top, which is negative cosine x. Minus top, which is 1 minus sine x, times d bot, which is cosine x. Wala akong space rito. All over the square of bottom, which is square ng 1 plus sine x. So, I'm gonna write it here. Okay, lagay ko na lang sa baba. Okay? So, let's simplify. So, if you're going to multiply this one, itong si cosine x, okay, negative cosine x dito sa naka-parenthesis, we will have negative cosine x minus cosine x times sine x. Okay? Then dito sa sa second term, minus quantity 1 minus sine x times quantity cosine x, we will have like cosine x minus cosine x times sine x. Okay? Ganyan yung magiging tsura niya. All over the square of 1 plus sine x. Now, i-distribute natin itong si negative sign dito sa nakaparenthesis kasi nasa labas siya. Okay? So, in here, we will have, wait lang. I-kopya ko muna yung mga ibang terms. Okay? So, we have negative cosine x plus cosine x times sine x. Okay? Yun, na-distribute na natin yung negative sign sa nakaparenthesis. Now, we can now simplify. Okay, we can simplify. Negative cosine x at saka si negative cosine x, we can combine them together. So we're going to add them. So negative cosine x minus cosine x, we have negative cosine x. Next here, we have negative cosine x times sine x at saka positive cosine x sine x. So both of them are the same, but they have different signs. Kumbaga opposite signs sila. So, ang mangyayari dyan, pag kinumbine mo, makakancel yan. Magiging 0 na yung kalabasan. So, in here, we have sa denominator, 1 plus sine x raised to 2. So, yun, ang sagot natin dito ay negative cosine x all over the square of 1 plus sine x. Tapos, para mas accurate pa, ilagay natin yung negative sign sa gilid. So, magiging negative cosine x all over the square of 1 plus sine x. Yan yung magiging sagot. Okay? I'm gonna stop right there because for me, I do believe ito na yung sagot ko. So, in here, we have now our answer dito. Okay? Ito na yung magiging sagot natin. So, we have quantity negative cosine x all over the square of 1 plus sine x. That's it. Okay? So, we can rewrite it this way in different. We can rewrite it this one as 2 times secant squared x times tangent x minus 2, 2 cosine x all over the square of 1 plus sine x. Ayan na yung magiging sagot. Ang dahilan kung bakit naging minus kasi meron kang positive operation at saka negative operation. I mean, addition operation at saka subtraction operation. So, positive times negative is negative. So, magiging ganyan siya. Ito na yung magiging sagot mo. Okay na to. Ayan na. Alright, this is your answer. So, as you can see, we went from easy, intermediate, tapos naging mahirap siya, di ba? So I'm just giving you like a practice of it. Okay? So yun lang naman guys. I hope you have learned in this video. So after this one guys, we will now proceed to the inverse trigonometric functions. Right? Sa inverse trigonometric functions na tayo. Okay? Then after that, then maybe we can now proceed to the other functions, to the mga logarithmic at exponential functions. Then after that, we will now discuss the chain rule of differentiation. Okay? So yun lang naman guys. I hope you have learned something in this video. See you soon.